thank you very much for joining us for our evening bulletin. My name is Wafenya Wanyasa. We begin by taking a look at some of the stories making headlines. Shunning drug abuse, the story of Patrick Kamau. Securing Kenya, finding a peaceful resolution. And fare thee well, motivational speaker Myles Munroe passes on. Welcome. Now, drug and alcohol abuse has robbed us of the most able persons in society, destroyed families, and caused much havoc to the Kenyan economy. Patrick Kamau is a young addict who has come out to shun the vice by seeking rehabilitation through the Mothers Against Drug and Alcohol Abuse campaign that was spearheaded by the Fountain Media Group. Wairimo Mbogwa gives us more on this story.
Drug and alcohol abuse is a growing epidemic in the country, affecting many across the board. Different counties in Kenya can attribute to the damage caused by this phenomenon. One in particular is Kiambu County, where headlines after headlines have been littered with sad stories of the county's drowning and often negative alcoholic tendencies. Patrick Kamau is a young man from Kiambu struggling to pull out from the damning cycle of alcoholism.
Life has been so challenging. I'm a drunkard and a tout in Kiambu. Many people here see me every day. In that area, one is always drunk. This headscarf is hiding the dents I've gotten from accidents. When I avoid the people at the stage, they start insulting me.
Inasmuch as he has been making efforts to abandon the habit, he somehow finds himself trapped back.
I've repented and I felt if I leave, I'll be sober.
It is in attempt to helping the likes of Patrick Kamau and the society affected at large that the Mothers Against Drugs and Alcohol Abuse campaign was born.
Tutaongea na Fountain Media na tuko tayari kumchukua asome iko kazi mingi anaweza kusoma, anaweza fanya mbabari. Tutaongea na yeye tusikia anajisikia anataka kujipackage namna gani.
Since mothers and women bear the hugest brunt when it comes to dealing with the after effects of the menace, it only comes naturally that they are embodied with the ability to lead the war from the front. One such campaign was spearheaded by the women alongside Fountain Media Group in Kiambu County. The message was clear as speech after speech called out on awareness and the need to finding a way forward to dealing with the menace. The Mothers Against Drugs and Alcohol Abuse campaign is targeting to have up to 1 million mothers joining forces with them, thus ensuring that the grassroots have representatives beginning in the homes. This noble move requires each and every one of us leading from the front by being our brother's keeper. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Wairimo Mbogwa.
And of course, this story leads us to a feedback question for the evening. What role do you play in fighting drug addiction? What role do you play in fighting drug addiction? Do send us your comments and thoughts to 20058. We'll get to sample them and post some of them on our Facebook page, WTV Kenya. Moving on, the rise in insecurity across the country has sent shockwaves, with a growing number of citizens living in fear owing to the recent bandit attack on administration police officers in Kapedo, Turkana County. Sunday morning, violent protests ensued in Mombasa after the burial of a suspected Al-Shabaab sympathizer who had been shot dead. Now, the following report seeks to answer the question, just how can we find a peaceful solution?
These are the scenes that have been experienced in Mombasa and Kapedo in the recent past. 2 weeks ago, armed bandits ambushed and killed 22 police officers while undertaking an operation in search of cattle rustlers in the area.
Tulikuwa na woga mpaka hata saa hii mimi sijui nitafika kwetu aje, nimekosa nafasi ya kwenda nyumbani, gari ni moja.
In the coastal region of Mombasa, the radicalization of youth, the loss of lives and the attacks and killings of the Muslim clerics have caused a mayhem and panic to the coastal residents.
Na sasa imekuwa ni kama mtindo wafanyabiashara kina bata. Na hili lote ni polisi kukataa kuchunguza pale matukio haya yalipokuwa yanaanza. ukayawacha yakatoka kando na yale mipaka.
Both these and several other attacks have rocked the country and only helped to paint a bad picture of police service for what critics term their failure to protect life and property. But just whose responsibility is to secure our peaceful coexistence?
To stand with these men and women to ensure that the lives of every Kenyan and their property and their children and their business is safe.
Some leaders have, on the other hand, called for the reinforcement and setting up of police camps in the risk-prone areas. All said and done, the buck stops with us. It is our responsibility to secure this nation. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Godfrey Ouma.
Now, South Sudan's warring parties have committed to stop fighting and bring their month-long conflict to an end without conditions. Now, the agreement, which was reached in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, is a clear indication that the country is right back on track.
The peace talks were held in Addis Ababa yielded fruit, bringing the two warring parties together. The process was coordinated by the African Group of Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD.
The parties commit to an unconditional, complete and immediate end to all hostilities and to bring the war to an end as of the date of this resolution. The parties further commit to the immediate cessation of the recruitment and mobilization of civilians.
The IGAD bloc has agreed to freeze assets and impose travel bans, among other measures, on any party member that violates the agreement.
Any violation of the cessation of hostilities by any party will invite the following collective action by the IGAD region against those responsible for such violations, which will include but are not limited to: A, the enactment of asset freezes; B, the enactment of travel bans within the region; C, denial of the supply of arms and ammunition and any other material that could be used in war.
The agreement was welcomed by both parties.
The government is still insisting that they want a president, a prime minister, vice president, 2 deputies to the prime minister. We're saying for ease of implementation of the peace agreement, this should be shouldered by the 2 warring parties, and therefore we should have a simple structure of a president and a prime minister. So we're going to consult on this.
The conflict has killed more than 10,000 people in the world's newest state, caused over 1 million to flee, and driven the country of 11 million closer to famine.
A peaceful resolution is indeed a welcome outcome for the people of South Sudan, but upholding it remains the key challenge for the leaders. Kenya has entered into economical partnership with the country, including the LAPSET project. Nairobi will be keenly watching as event uphold in Juba. Reporting for WTV News, my name is Rading Biko.
And finally, in the world of sports, a late replacement must be found to host the 2015 African Cup of Nations after Morocco declined to go ahead with the event in January. Fears of the spread of the deadly Ebola virus has seen Morocco reiterate its firm stand not to host the big event. Morocco is concerned that supporters from West Africa coming to the country will bring them the deadly disease and cause havoc in the country's tourism industry. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has a tricky and huge responsibility to postpone the immediate dates or seek an alternative host of the event. The turnaround is considered an emergency, coming just a month to the biggest football tournament on African soil. The other option is the cancellation of the event altogether, which bears great financial implications. CAF accused Morocco of being alarmist in its fear over the spread of the virus, which has killed almost 5,000 people in Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone, and set out a lengthy list of reasons that the country could still host the event. The tournament is African football showpiece but has a turbulent history with several prospective hosts like Kenya, Libya, Zambia and Zimbabwe being stripped of hosting rights in the past. Well, and that's it from our news desk. Do have yourselves a pleasant evening. My name is Wavinya Wanyasa.